Game 3 of the current series. If you've not seen the preceding games, you should probably check them out first. Link in the description, as well as in a button on the video. Third game now in the third place determiner between Liquid.Ret and Type.Real at IEM Sao Paulo. Ret is our red Zerg, spawning over in the 3 o'clock position, here on Shattered Temple, while Real, once again, the blue Protoss, this time up in the 12 o'clock position, so they are close by air.
Ret gotta be feeling pretty good, being up 2-0. Just needs one more win to close the series, and he can afford to lose up to 2 games.
Yeah, both these last 2 games have been characterized by Real failing to do a whole lot of damage with some harass, while investing a decent amount into it. And then Ret just being, a Zerg who's left unharassed and coming up with a massive force of units and just crushing Real.
Yep. Ret sees that they're close by air, and Real's about to finds out that they're also close by air.
Yep, Probe doing a round of red space. Kind of checking around the edges a little bit, but there'd be nothing this early in the game anyway.
Yeah,
now heading
very
back out
early
again.
scouts. Gateway going down at the top of the ramp for Real.
Yep, building
Spawning
a bit
pool
of
going
wall.
down, and gas going down for Ret.
Yep, Ret grabbing that gas in his spawning pool just about the same time. Meanwhile, Real just now getting his gas, continuing to chrono probes. Second Overlord's arriving, so Ret sees every building Real has.
Yeah, so neither player's doing the fast expands that have until now characterized the series. Cybernetics core going down at the top of the ramp again.
Yeah, both players going with the standard, safer builds. Well, 14 hatches standard, but, the standard version of a safe build. Just the extractor and spawning pool.
Yep.
Now there's a drone coming out here after the probe, also a few lings. Minerals are piled up, so the drone likely to drop a hatch here. Once the lings have chased off the drone, or the probe, and they do.
Oh, hatch goes down.
Which Real technically did not see it go down, but it is about the only... It is the primary suspicion he might have had from that drone being
Yeah,
there.
he has to assume. 4 zealots here, one of them poking at the wall, or at least see the wall with the zealot standing in hold position on the way.
Robotic spade gets dropped. Or facility gets dropped. First sentry comes out.
Ret marching his first queen to the natural. And starting on the gold rocks already with a couple of Zerglings.
While out macroing his opponent has worked the last couple games.
Yeah.
Makes sense that he would plan to do that again.
2 more gateways starting up in Real's main.
Yep, going up to 3 gates with his robo. Now adding a 4th. Warp gate research is just about to finish up.
A lot of Chrono energy saved up.
Yep, 3rd sentry now on the way.
And Roach Horn's about halfway done. Warp Prism on the way.
Spinecrawler going up in front of the natural. Ret still on 1 gas. Gateways turn into warp gates. Sacrificial Overload comes in here to see what Real's doing. Sentries will kill it quickly.
He saw the warp, or one of the warp gates in the main. So he's
saw
only aware of 2 of the gateways. He knows that they are warp gates. He knows there's a cyber core, but not a whole lot else.
His overlord sees this warp prism. It drops its 4 sentries, and also he warps in 4 zealots. Moving around now, back towards behind the main's mineral line. Bunch of Zerglings coming in. A couple force fields. He actually locks his own sentry out of the force fields, though. Zerglings did not commit, though.
A couple new zealots getting warped in.
Yeah, harassing from behind the mineral line.
As well as
roaches
2
here
stalkers.
Here come the Zerglings. More force fields holding the Zerglings off. Caught the queens, kills the queens, killing the few Zerglings that come in through. Roaches killing off the zealots, though, from the other side of the force fields. The zealots are all gone. Roaches moving in on top of the sentries, killing the sentries. Another stalker warping in. Another roach joining in. Drones get pulled. Very close fight until the drones got pulled and a few more Zerglings arrived.
Yeah.
2 stalkers
Real.
load in, and he flies off.
Yep.
Heading down south towards the natural. Back in real space, he's now adding a Twilight Council. Drop those stalkers on the top of the ramp of the natural. Or between the natural and the main. Loaded right back up as Zerglings arrived. Ret now taking a 2nd and 3rd gas.
Yep, he's banked up enough to drop this gold base, and there's a drone sitting down there, but he hasn't quite done it yet. Real's still just sitting on 1 base.
Warp Prism trades its 2 stalkers for 3 sentries once again, and now it's headed back towards Ret's bases. Zerglings are ready for it. Not following it though, now he's following it. Queen takes a shot at Warp Prism. Warp Prism leaves for now. Ret now establishing a hatch rate as gold.
Yep, it does finally drop that hatch.
Also getting a 2nd Spinecrawler in front of his natural.
The scout Zergling was sitting at the base of the ramp gets killed.
Warp Prism tries to drop those sentries, but the Zerglings coming in strong quickly. They're all able to load in again.
Ret cancels the gold base.
While Real is now dropping his own expansion. Dark Shrine is now on the way. Zerglings catching zealots out in the middle of the map. Now heading up north. Warp Prism with a single probe in it, heading down south across the map. Likely to drop a proxy pylon on the rocks. Yep, queued up to drop the probe on what would be that southeast 3rd.
Ret sees that Warp Prism with the drone, which is now redropping the gold base. A little bit of indecision.
Warps in some Dark Templars from that Warp Prism, also drops the pylon on that high ground. Dark Templars one of them going into the natural mineral line, the other 2 going up into the main. It's a couple quick probe kills, or a couple quick drone kills. Drones now running away. 2 in the main now arriving, starting to get some drone kills. Ret's Overseer's
about to
just about to
finish.
Yep, Overseer's now up. Gonna load up
Warp Prism's here.
Yep,
Picks up all 3
darks.
DTs.
Yep, they get out of there. The probe is left behind, however. But yeah, the Dark Templars get evacuated. Now another Dark Templar coming in from that proxy pylon. Catching the drones as they return to work. Getting a couple quick kills, 3 quick kills. Here's the roaches, there's no detection here yet. Here comes the Overseer. The Overseer's here, and that Dark Templar dies quickly. 12 workers killed total for Real.
Yep, gold base finishes for Ret.
Warp Prism coming in again, has 2 Dark Templars in it. Queen sees it, Queen's shooting at the Warp Prism. It unloads. Dark Templars start attacking the Queen. Here's the Roaches and the Overseer. Kill 1 Dark Templar. The other one loads back in and the Warp Prism runs away. Meanwhile, another Dark Templar from that proxy pylon. Once again at the natural mineral line. But the detection arrives, as well as the roaches and zerglings, and kill it fairly quickly. Total workers killed up to 15 for real.
Small immortal stalker sentry zealot force here. Oh no, turn back into base.
Now Ret's up at 125 to Real's 85. Uncharacteristically Ret at 125 out of 126. Now he's getting more overlords. He usually has quite a few more overlords than necessary. Just
pretty large army moving out across the middle of the map for Ret. One overseer with him.
Run in. They get cut in half by some nice force fields. Real killing the portion of the roaches that got caught. Don't quite kill one of the immortals. There are 3 immortals. And Red is pulling back. Real at 91 to Red's 129. Red moving his spine crawlers a little bit farther forward on the map. Onto his creep spread. Real supply blocked at 100 out of 100. Red up at 143.
Rope breaks his supply block. Adding on 2 new gateways.
Some Zerglings
So
are chasing
6.
a Dark Templar out in the middle of the map here. The Overseer is lagging behind a little bit. Another Dark Templar going into the natural mineral line from that proxy pylon. Gets a couple probe kills. 2. Come the
DTs.
roaches. Gets a couple more drone kills. There's no detection here. The roaches are surrounding it, but where's the Overseer? Here comes the Overseer. DT goes up towards the main, but the Overseer arrives and gets killed.
Yeah, DT's being a lot more effective this game though
Now
than
a
they were
DT
in the
in
first.
the gold mineral line, but there's Zerglings and an Overseer who are ready for it. Yeah, he's up to 22 drone kills. Now has the roaches killing the destructible rocks. He has finally found that pylon, and the roaches are going to kill it. Pylon goes down. Red also working on the rocks to the northwest expansion. What would be Real's likely third location other than gold.
Yep, his own stalkers and army attacking the rocks on his side.
Robotics Bay getting close to done. Also, only just now getting a forge for Real. It's about halfway done now. Real now advancing on the map with mostly stalkers. There's also 5 immortals in here and a few sentries. A few zealots as well. Now he's retreating back. He's at 132 to Ret's 185.
There's a huge roach sling force in the middle here with 2 observers.
Yeah, the lings that had been killing those rocks try to come across. Get repelled by that army as they see that that Real had killed the rocks on the other side. Thermal Lance being chroned out.
As well as Burrow just about finishing. And Tunneling Claws being 5/6 of the way done.
Ret's now maxed. To Real's 139. First Colossus joining the army now. Still no upgrades for Real. Ret's roaches are sitting at 2-0. Ret
roaches
moving
now.
in for an engagement. Force fields cut his army across. He catches just a few roaches and zerglings. Roaches try to burrow to get away, but not many do. And they have disengaged after that.
Yeah,
Now
losing
Red is
only
streaming
4
up
roaches.
north again. More force fields cutting up the roach force. Roaches burrow, but Real of course has an observer for detection. But the Reds got under the force fields, now charging in, getting up right up on top of the Protoss units. Targeting down the Immortals. A couple of Immortals go down, third Immortal goes down. Colossi in the back doing a ton of damage though, and Red is now forced to run away for now. He's down at 136 supply to Real's 133.
Yep, behind is expanding to his 4th. Almost done now.
Roaches once again charging forward with a few reinforcements having arrived. Killed just a few Protoss units before once again disengaging. And now headed back in.
Both mines are basically mined out, so Real's effectively on one mining base.
Yeah, one mining base to 2.5. With one of them being gold. For Ret. He also now
Drone's
has
being transferred to the third, or to the fourth, which will be his third mining base.
Yep, he now has that fourth up. Drones just arriving. Not a whole lot of them, just 10. Real establishing a proxy pylon out below Ret's, or on the low ground near Ret's main. Also the army's there. Killing a few roaches that happen to wander into them. Roaches, oh, almost engaging. Turning around. Guardian shield goes up. But there's no engage happening. Red up at 184 to Real's 154. Upgrades are still 2-0 to 0-0 in Ret's favor. And Ret once again maxing out now. Real continue to push forward with this mostly Stalker Colossus with some sentries. Drops a bunch of force fields.
Ret split his roaches before the fight happened.
Attempting to engage from all sides, but force fields trying to hold them off, but the roaches are still able to be too close. They can attack right over the force fields.
Roaches,
and now the massive numbers of roaches just
way too many.
Yeah, charging right in, getting up on top of the Protoss units. Last Colossus goes down, just a couple Stalkers left now. And Real GG's out, giving Ret the third place at IEM Sao Paulo. Yeah, he did have, Real did have some harass that time. He was able to do some damage to the DTs, particularly thanks to that long hidden proxy pylon.
Yeah, and it looked good. I think it looked the way harassment should look. He was keeping Ret fairly busy, keeping Ret on his toes. I think the problem was that he just basically was on one base. He had production facilities for multiple, but he was only really mining from one. I mean, he had two for a little while, but just not enough to deal with the four bases that Ret was maintaining decently.
Yeah, the amount that he was behind economically from having gone somewhat all-in-ish on one base early in the game was not able to overcome the harass he successfully was able to do. And so once again, like in the previous games, Ret simply outmassed him.